Yeah, we're live right now.
Hey, Shalom.
Shalom.
Shalom. I
Shalom.
like to give all prayers and honor and glory to Yahweh.
Yahweh, Ba'ashem,
Yahushua,
Yahweh,
Shemaka,
Ba'ashem,
Dash,
Rakakadash.
Yahweh, Shemel, Shah, apostles and elders of great millstone, deserve the honor, rightfully so. Hey, Shalom to the Hopkins. The word is
Shalom.
sincerity and truth, being faith-based, and be prepared for what is to come. And what is to come, race wars, famine, concentration camps, the RFID, chippers from walking the beast, 200 million missiles hit the soils of America. Simultaneously, the chariots of the Lord shooting laser beams at the ungodly and the heathens. And simultaneously, the chariots of the Lord lift up the hopeful elected to the chariots. Said that backwards, but kind of excited. With the elder Tabak, and we at it again, man. Rightfully so. For what needs to be done is to edify the flock, feed the sheep, man. That's what Yahweh Shah told us to do, and that's what we're doing. And we have learned this well from our apostles and our elders, and to endure. All this madness is going on, and it is madness. And I was just watching our elder brothers in New York. Words stuck out, but I'm sure the elder Bach will have to say something. You got anything to say, elder?
Yeah, because as the title lesson is, we have a couple points to make in the spirit. So one of the first things in the spirit that I would like to say is, as most brothers may know already, okay, and for the few sisters that may watch this lesson, we're in the midst of a lunar eclipse, and prior to a lunar eclipse, and of course after, you have events that take place, because we know that that's one of the signs in the heavens. Yep. So you had made a statement about those different prophecies that the Lord is going to bring into fruition. So it's no surprise that we see that shooting in Buffalo, New York, where they're saying that he's a so-called small hat right now, is the rumor. He's supposed to be what they're calling an Edomite, a white nationalist, and he specifically targeted Israelites. Now, just speaking on that for a moment, I believe in the spirit that that's going to be an opportunity for Esau to essentially add fuel to the fire, right? I believe that he's going to use this event for maybe things that may come after. That's just my spiritual opinion. I believe it's more or less a setup. Whether it happened organically or whether or not it was a false flag is irrelevant, because either way, Esau is going to use this to try to gain an advantage, right? Because this is what he does. He takes certain situations, and then using his deceptive nature, he tries to paint a certain narrative or picture. So, like I said, it's no surprise that we seen that mass shooting by an Edomite, and we're going to see other judgments take place too, being that there's a sign getting ready to take place in the heavens, that of a lunar eclipse, right? So that's the first point that I would like to make. I'm just going to read the precept on it. This is Genesis chapter 1 and verse 14. It says, "And the powers said, let there be lights in the firmament of the heaven to divide the day from the night, and let them be for signs and for seasons and for days and for years." Okay, so the Lord did create the different lights in the firmament. He created the sun, he created the moon, and he created the stars. So the bright, greater light that rules the day, we know is the sun. Okay, and the lesser light, is the moon. All right, and as we read that he created them, to divide the day and the night, right? But also to let them to be for signs. Okay, so this is a sign that's getting ready to take place in the heavens, and it signifies that the Lord is getting ready to bring further judgment. So, like I said, I'm just touching on the recent shooting that took place. They could use it in a couple different ways. I believe it's to incite racial tensions, right? But also there's a very easy this is very easy for them to take this, and let's say Jake were to do something, or they were to claim that Jake was to do something, they could use this and say, oh, well, it was in retaliation for this situation, to try to paint us in a negative light, because remember, all of the things that are happening, Esau's in the midst trying to paint a narrative against the Israelites. So we always got to keep that in mind. When we're seeing different events take place, we always keep that in the back of our minds that, he's setting up to come down against the Israelites. Not that it's going to prevail, but we do understand that it's going to happen, right? And I believe the brother's going to make the point, and that's a part of our affliction. Like, that's part of the things that are going to happen to us,
It's funny that you said that, because I was just watching a video about it says the Buffalo mass shooting was revenge over Perry. It was a rapper that shot up. He drove over a bunch of so-called a bunch of so-called white people.
Mm-hmm. And also I'd like to make real quick, Salakia, is he was streaming to Twitch. And this could be a narrative where Esau says, okay, we need more regulation when it comes to social media, which is, again, really set up for them to try to censor the Israelites.
Yeah.
Right? This is a justification for them to filter information and certain video and say, look, we're not going to accept this according to these new policies. So that's another point that I wanted to bring up.
Yep, makes sense.
Yeah.
So, it was some rapper that ran over a bunch of people with a car, injured and killed a lady, a few people, and so the guy, a guy, you know how a lot of information comes through YouTube,
right?
So he had put this I don't know if I'm pronouncing it like Bearade. I guess he's a rapper. And he ran over a whole bunch of people up in I don't want to play the video, but
right. I remember hearing about that, but I don't have my other phone to be pulling it up to look at it. But I know what you're saying, because I do remember seeing that. I just don't remember all the details.
Yep. So you say what verse you was just reading? Genesis.
Oh, in Genesis 1:14, and I read that, and actually, hey, Shalom, Akim, the brother Mayim put up 2 Corinthians 2:11, which reads, lest Satan should get an advantage of us, which we know that Satan, meaning adversary, is Esau, Edom. It says, lest Satan should get an advantage of us, for we are not ignorant of his devices, right? So, the word device means mischief or plot or scheme. So we know that a lot of the things that we see is an opportunity for him to try to plot or to plan our demise, or to use it against us to bring a negative light towards us. Okay, so we're aware of those things, and at the end of the day, the scriptures tell you that no one can lay anything against the Lord's elect. Nobody could lay anything against the Lord's elect. Okay, lay any charge against the Lord's elect. So we know these things are going to happen, so we're not ignorant to them. We're fully aware. The word ignorant basically means to not to lack the knowledge of. Okay, and we're not lacking in that department. The Lord made us aware that our enemy is Esau, and he's constantly conjuring different ways to scheme against his people. Okay, especially more specifically those that teach the truth. So absolutely. Like the brother you mentioned, the RFID, okay, CHIP, which is the OTB. That's one of the main of the Edomite. Okay, because everything is fast tracking and trending in that direction, but his main enemy, right, the opposing force against his agenda is the Israelites, because we're the ones that are speaking out against it so heavily. Okay, and we're the ones through the spirit of Yahweh Shem Yahushua exposing him for what he is. So they want to try to get us out the way, and that comes in different forms.
Right.
So especially that of a MOTB, because that's the ultimate form of control that he's going to try to use against the Israelites, to try to disconnect us from Yahweh Shem Yahushua. But we, being as the hopeful elect, we're not going to bow or submit to those things. So
nope.
So with that, I guess comes the next point, right? You mentioned the word affliction.
Yeah.
And I did have a preset for that.
Because we are pointed to this madness that's going on around us. Right. This is because the elder Yaquab from the New York camp, he had mentioned. I was just watching his video, with him and the elder I'm on the bar, and that verse the word just stuck out to me. We are appointed to this, to go through whatever is happening right now. So he had a verse for that. A verse for that. Go ahead, brother.
Yeah, this is First Peter's chapter 1 and verse 6. It says, "Wherein ye greatly rejoice, thou now for a season, if need be, ye are in heaviness through manifold temptations."
Yeah, we greatly rejoicing through this, man. Can you read that one part? I want to break that down word line by line.
Con. This is First Peter's chapter 1, verse 6. It says, "Wherein ye greatly rejoice, though now for a season."
Yeah, we greatly rejoice now in this season. Because everything is happening through seasons.
Yeah.
Right? So we are going through it. We're watching this thing. We greatly rejoice. And we happy that it's happening, because the more it happens, the more close our king is here.
Right.
You know?
Right.
Yeah,
Like say that we are in exciting times. So we take the good with the bad, essentially.
That's right.
It's very exciting, but it also, also we got to keep in mind that there's a lot of things that we're gonna have to go through to secure that position, that we are in, which hopefully lead us to salvation. So we taking the good essentially with the bad as part of that condition of the faith. That's why the next part it says, "If need be, ye are in heaviness through manifold temptations." So
manifold temptation. We go all this things is a part of the job.
That's true. That's right. It says that the trial of your faith, being much more precious than of gold that perisheth.
The trial of your faith. This is the trial. We are going through the trial, the test. All this is a test if we're going to survive this or not. Are we going to endure this or not? Are we going to go through all this affliction for our King Yahushua? Yahweh Yahushua. We need this. We need this. The only thing that's going to purify us. This is the purifying stage. This season is the purifying season. We're being cleansed.
That's right. That's absolutely right. Real quick to see if I can get a precept.
Because that's why the word appointed was so dynamic when he mentioned it. And I was like, wow, we are pointing to all these manifold temptations. We are pointing to what we need to endure. Because the word endure means to be faint-hearted. All these things that's going to make us hardened. All these things this is cleansing us, man. And we are rejoicing for the good and the bad. Because everything got to come together.
Right. This is just real quick, kind of just land back, and because there's a reward for our sacrifices, there's a reward for being integral, even when we're tempted and we stay true to the faith. Which is keeping the name of the Lord and doing what He commands us to do in the Spirit. So I got this just real quick. This is Second Ezra chapter 2 and verse 44. It says, "So I asked the angel and said, Sir, what are these? He answers and said unto me, These be they that have put off the mortal clothing and have put on the immortal, and have confessed the name of the Most High. Now are they crowned and receive palms." See, essentially, we're enduring all things, for the sake of Yahweh Bashim Yahushai, and hoping to ultimately receive that reward and that consolation, which is salvation. Okay, let's see if I get the brother back in here. Salakia. No, you're good.
Yeah, go. Salakia.
No, you're good. I'm gonna read this again.
Raise the volume on my thing. I had it before, but I don't know what I'm doing now. Kind of be able to play this every day. Salakia.
Verse 45 again, it says, "He answered to send me, these be they that have put off the mortal clothing and have put on the immortal, and have confessed the name of the Most High. Now are they crowned and receive palms." So the point that I was trying to make is, through the different temptations that we're going to go through, we're being proved. We're being tested of what quality and sort that we are. Every time we go through something, we ultimately are seeking in the Spirit mercy, and we have to conduct ourselves in a way that is acceptable in Yahweh Bashim Yahushai. And when we get through those temptations, all right, and when we have, essentially overcome them through the Spirit of the Lord, then the Lord gives us an increase. The Lord gives us a reward. So the ultimate temptation is coming. And so is that ultimate reward. But it's a succession of temptations that we're going to have to go through to get to that point. Are we going to continue to endure the persecution that we experience when we go out into the highways and byways? Are we going to continue to hold our position down when it comes to being leaders and holding camp affairs, right? Because, that's a part of it too, establishing yourself as a leader, okay? Being able to address camp affairs and matters and coming out and being able to, through the Spirit, make the proper determinations, all right? Because you're responsible for men, all right? You're responsible for their lives. You're responsible for the flock, for the fold. In lessons like this, we're responsible for those that are going to listen to us, all right? And we want to make sure that we're building appropriately, all right? So that each brother that hears us is inspired divinely through Yahweh Bashim Yahushai, that they continue their walk in the faith and that they're built up, okay, and essentially rooted so that they can ultimately see their salvation. So we always want to constantly be doing our best to set those examples. So the Lord is constantly putting us through something, okay? And foremost, so that we can learn, like Apostle I did a video, your best teacher is your last mistake.
That's right.
So we got to learn from different experiences that we go through and then provide the necessary example to the rest of the flock and the body. Hence why we're making this lesson right now.
That's right.
Because hopefully it'll edify you and brothers will take heed to the message and, and situate themselves in the Spirit to continue to move forward. Because that's essentially what we got to do. With all the shit that's going on, we got to keep moving forward. Hence, Apostle recalls, GMS push on and GMS push harder. That's what we got to do. We got to push through. Hence, endurance. The Lord said that those that endure will be also the same that are saved. I have a little bit more on this, but I know you want to make a point. So, Baba Kushah, by all means, make your point.
That's okay. Go ahead. Go on.
Okay. Reading on, it says, verse 43, it says, and in the midst of them, there was a young man of a high stature, taller than all the rest. And every one of their head, he set crowns and was more exalted, which is what? Yahushua.
And that's Yahushua. That goes back to my point. That's Yahushua. And he's the one, in fact, I got a verse, I want to just interject in between that. He's the one that sent us out here.
Yeah.
Because the word apostle means to be sent away.
That's right, yeah.
All right, so I got a verse that's in between that before you finish that. Now it says Matthew chapter 10, verse 16. Behold, I sent you forth as sheep in the midst of wolves. So I always tell I'm sorry, Salakia. I always tell my daughters all the time. I said, we're in the woods. And what's in the woods? Wild animals.
Yeah.
And we are just little sheep. We are little. When it says, behold, I sent you as sheep sent us to earn these crowns, to stand for him.
And
if we're the ones,
right?
So behold, I sent you forth as sheep in the midst of wolves. Be ye therefore wise as serpents. So that means we gotta have a cunning mind as one of the most sneakiest creature that the Lord has made.
Right.
Because he waits.
That
he
comes
waits.
I'm sorry. Time. You got to get experience. You got to gain experience. You got to have certain situations happen in order for you to be able to gain that experience. That's not something that just happens necessarily naturally. And even if you do have a more natural ability to be cunning, you got to refine it in righteousness, So, we all got to develop those characteristics. That's right. Remember, we just live in sacrifice, man. So we really are as lambs in the midst of wolves.
Yep.
Every day we got to present before the world the truth. And remember, the people don't like the truth. They don't like to hear what we got to say.
They hate the truth.
It's what causes demons to rile up and make a stir and cause all types of situations, whether it's a debate, whether, a physical altercation breaks out whether it's just, creating for a hostile environment, the truth causes reaction. Okay. And as the scripture say in Hebrews 4:12, it's because it goes, beyond the bones. Okay. Dividing the soul, right, asunder. Okay. And the joints of the marrow. So it penetrates real deep. Okay. The hearts of people. Because it challenges everything that they think that they know, and the things that they perceive in their very own perspective is challenged. Okay? People don't like that. It makes them very uncomfortable when they come to the realization. Okay, even if they're in denial, they still come to somewhat of a realization that they have been lied to, or they fell for lies.
They know they've been lied to. They just don't want. They don't want the truth.
Always take
they don't want you to give it to them.
Right.
Because they don't want you to be right.
Right.
That they wrong. I'm wrong because I took the wrong Nightingale.
Yes, brothers. Brothers say misery loves company. I believe Mayim likes to say that a lot. Misery loves company. So what they want to bring you down with them.
Yeah.
And that's what their attitude is.
Yep.
They don't want to get in line, and they don't want you to tell them how to get in line in the truth either. They want you to be like onto them. So they want you to down right along with them.
Out of order, confusion, chaos, right?
Yeah. So if I may finish this, it reads on. It says, then I said unto the angel, what young person is it that crowneth them, that giveth them palms in their hands? So
that's Yahushua.
Right. It is the Son of the Most High, whom they have confessed in the world. Remember, the world denied Yahushua. The world denied Yahushua. The wicked among our people, all right? The heathen. So we deal with that on a daily basis. We come in the spirit of the Lord, and therefore we experience a lot of controversy. And that's our burden to bear. Okay? Constantly being in opposition to those that are void of the truth and void of the Yahushua. Okay? Because we're that counterpart. All right? We stand for righteousness, and they stand for all the things of the world. Okay? Carnality, the flesh, wickedness, lies. So remember, that's a constant fight. That's a constant battle. But that's why we go through these different trials and tribulations, because it refines us. It's a constant refining process going on. All right.
And we are standing firm in this.
Right. Exactly. Well, that's what it is. To prove what sort you are, to see if you have integrity, to see if you walk with a level of honesty. Okay, to see if you're going to continue to do the work and the will of Yahweh Shem Yahushai. Essentially, that's our mission, that we're not shaken, right? We got to be in an unmovable tree. Okay? Hence the word steadfast. We got to be unmoved. When we are under attack spiritually or whatever things that we experience, we got to be unmoved in the spirit of Yahweh Shem Yahushai. And don't make no mistake about it. We go through shit, and we're going to continue to go through shit until the Lord delivers us out of these bodies, man. That's a condition of the battle. All right? It's a fight as much as it is a race. And that's why we know persecution is coming. It's coming on a much larger scale, right? Right now, we have our individual walk, and we got to carry our cross, and we go through it. But there's going to be a great insurrection against the Lord's people. Okay.
Hey, Salakia, that goes back to the point of this verse that the elder brothers brought out in Yahushua and Amwakabah, right? And it says 1 Thessalonians chapter 3, verse 3. He said that no man should be moved by those afflictions, man. Those afflictions, because these afflictions are about to get worse. It's just the beginning. You mentioned earlier about the blood moon.
Yeah,
that's right. Science. Esau probably going to use that as a chain reaction, and then tell now it's time to push buttons, do this, do that. They got everything ready.
Right. The only thing we have is working on the line to move on the left. You know.
Yeah. So that no man should be moved. That no Israelite man should be moved by these afflictions. For yourself know that we are appointed here until we are appointed to stand in this, man. And I was looking at the word, Salakia.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
I was just, it was a word. It was not affliction. It was the word appointed. Yeah, because I wanted to go into that word appointed. And oh jeez, still learning.
No, you're good.
But because he said it and it stuck out to me. I was like, wow. And we gotta and the one that the main part that stuck out to me was that we gotta stand. It says of a thing put or set in any place. We are put here in America to stand here and go and prophesy. We are appointed to prophesy in America. So it says of a thing put or set. How you gonna get those crowns if you fucking run somewhere else?
Yeah.
How the fuck you gonna get your? It's not. But how you gonna get your crown, your ultimateness, if you ain't standing for what's right? Of a thing put or set in any place in reference to which we often use to stand. We got to stand here and wait. Wait on our king. Wait on the Father to send the king back. And how we do that? We stand in our life. And we prophesy. That goes back to what you're reading. That's the end of all. That's the end game right there. What those brothers are about to receive.
Right.
I brought that side. We were those men. That's another verse came up.
Yeah. One more. It says that so he answered and said to me, it is the Son of the Most High whom they have confessed in the world. Yep. Then began I greatly to commend them that stood so stiffly for the name of the Lord. So right, man, we have a great reward coming to us. So as long as we retain our integrity and continue to teach truth, no matter what is at stake, whether it's our lives, our livelihood, or whatever else is brought upon us, we essentially have to take it with a certain level of joy, even though going through it is not joyful. Nobody can say that they're going through death and it's a joyful experience. Okay. Yeah. But at the same time, you gotta, embrace it, right? Because we've been commanded to fulfill the will of the Lord. If we got the truth, we're subject to these things. The apostles tell us all the time, man, like, you got certain guys that don't really understand what they're involved with. Yep. This is really the difference between life and death. This isn't a joke and it isn't a game. And every day we step out on the forefront on that battlefield, okay, the spiritual battlefield, our lives really do hang in the balance and at the mercy of the Lord. So we want to be found doing his will so we can continue to be hedged against those things. But in the process, all right, we're going to experience affliction. We're going to experience trial. We're going to experience tribulation. Some of us are going to be in the courtrooms. Some of us are going to be, okay, put in them what are the guillotines? Okay? But it's not to be afraid, okay? It's just the reality. And I'm saying this, and I'm thinking more of myself. I'm thinking of myself than anybody. Okay? We've dedicated and committed our lives to this thing. You got to have that same level of commitment. And it's easy to say. Anybody can say it. Anybody can say that. But we got to walk the walk. And within that walk comes those different afflictions that prove us, okay, to get to the next level, to get to that next stage of our faith.
Okay? Yeah, through faith. We walk by faith, not by sight.
Right. And that's why I'm able to boldly declare these things, because I've gone through different things where the Lord brought me, humbled me, took things, and through it, I remained faithful. And then the Lord gave me an increase of faith, gave me an increase of the spirit, gave me a more sound spirit to endure. And all of that is necessary preparation for the ultimate affliction, the hour of temptation, okay, which will come in the form of the MOTB, all right, which is going to be where we have full dependency on the Lord. There's nothing else. We can't go to no supermarket. We can't go to no store. We don't got anything but our faith, our faith, our faith, our faith. And our salvation is dependent on that faith.
God.
That's why the scriptures hold fast what thou hast already, meaning The word hold fast goes back to the word to retain, to hold in. All right.
Yep. Con.
So
And
we got to hold on
I'm
to it
sorry,
because our
Salakia.
life.
There's another verse.
Go
Okay,
ahead.
I'm sorry, Salakia. And there's another verse, right? Because Yahweh Shemel Shah, they didn't put us in this situation to wrath, to death, but
Right.
it's to salvation. This
It's
is
to
for
salvation.
salvation.
Right.
And it
That's
says
true.
right here, it's 1 Thessalonians chapter 5, verse 9. For Yahweh Yahushua has not appointed, the word appointed has not put us in the stead, us unto wrath, but to obtain salvation by our Lord Yahushua. He's
Right.
I don't want Yahweh Yahushua, Mashiach,
Oh
right?
yeah, yeah.
So, so that's what we're doing this for. It's actually for salvation to obtain the verse you just read up in Second Ezra.
Yeah.
That's the end game right there.
Yeah.
That's all our affliction is over.
Yeah.
What we was appointed to do, those men and women survived that, get to that point. Those that are appointed to that point right there, all this mass shooting, all this bullshit, nobody want to listen. All this stuff we've been telling you people, we are appointed to stand here and tell you, we are appointed to deal with your affliction that you put upon us. Now
Right.
we deal with it, and the game is over when we get those crowns.
Yeah.
Those crowns put on our head, the diadems, the ultimate. That's like it's I'm lost words.
Yeah.
That's
Right.
the moment right there. So it's not to wrath, it's to salvation,
Right.
man. We're doing
Right.
this for salvation.
Right. We being
Right.
built up to that. That's the thing, though.
God,
We built up. That's why we got to go through different stages of
you
affliction.
gotta go through this. You gotta go through.
We got to go through the fire. You know, might not be pleasant, but the Lord created it and set it up that way. There's no other way.
Yep.
Okay, so I don't have much. I just got this. I'm gonna finish off in First Peter's. If you have something else that you'd like to bring up, by all means.
That was a quick one. That was good.
God, this is back in First Peter's chapter 1 and verse 7. It says that the trial of your faith, being much more precious than of gold that perisheth, though it be tried with fire, might be found unto praise and honor.
Yes,
glory.
we being tried in this fire. This fire is an affliction, man. We like gold. We being clean, purified, whitened.
Yeah.
The word white means pure.
That's
We
right.
being purified. We're black now. We're black. Salaki.
No. I was just gonna say, when the heat comes to gold, when those intense heats hit that metal, it refines it and it removes all the impurities. So what's happening to us is every time we go through the fire, every time we go through a position of difficulty, the Lord is removing weakness. He's removing impurity.
Yes, he is.
So
yes, he is.
Con. So it's not
happening, man.
Moment, but when we go through it and we lean on the Lord, ask for that strength that we need to overcome it, ask that the Lord, continue to have mercy on us, and then we go and get through it. The Lord is just removing that, weaknesses and literally refining us. Okay, refining our minds, refining our spirits, causing us to literally be in a mindset to depend on no other than Him, man.
That's right.
That's the conclusion. Y'all brothers putting fire precepts, so Salaki, if we're not getting to them, I'm just kind of putting on the board.
The brother was doing precept all day up there. I've seen a few of them. It was one I saw. I can read one for you.
It says that we might be found unto praise and honor and glory. Start over. Though it be tried with fire, might be found unto praise and honor and glory at the appearing of Yahushua, whom have not seen ye love. It's demonstration of love, like the brother opened up with earlier. We got to feed the sheep. So this is an example of that.
And we're gonna love His appearance. We're gonna love Yahushua's appearance, and that's why all these chariots is being shown. Right. The birds in LA had multiple chariots flying like birds. Yeah. It was beautiful, man. It was beautiful, man, and I was excited. I was up here. I showed my little one. I was like, look, that's how we get that. We going out in style. That's right. So we're gonna go out in style, and that's gonna be a ceremony after we go out in style. We're gonna get pulled up in those chariots. Then we're gonna have that ceremony you just read about. That
Right.
the one that we stood so that we stand in our stead like a throne and appointed. We were appointed to stand here and do this, man. Because who gives a fuck about this place? We don't want what you got, Joshua. We don't care about you, man.
Right.
This is your world. We don't want none of this world.
Nope.
This world, we don't need this world, and you're proving that you don't need us in this world. So what?
Con, this is 1 John chapter 2, verse 15. Love not the world, neither the things that are in the world. If any man love the world, the love of the Father is not in him. So, like
yeah, this world. I'm sorry.
We ain't with this world. This whole world, this whole system, okay, is against the Father. It's against the Son. It's against Yahweh Shem Yahushua. So we don't love the world. We waiting to see the fashion of this world be taken away, okay, by the mighty, okay, glorification of Yahushua being sent forth and overcoming the Edomites and the other heathen and the wicked of our people and restoring the nation of Israel back into their, okay, righteous state, but in that perfection. That's what we getting with. That's what we about. We don't want nothing in the world, and we don't want nothing to do with this damn world. Even though, we got to obviously use this world as not abusing it, okay? But we still don't give a damn about this place, all right? We want the kingdom, in other words. We're not worried about this place, all right? Because there's nothing here that's redeemable except for the Lord's hopeful elect. Everything else has to go. The fashion of this world is totally corrupted. The philosophies, the laws, the minds of the people, okay? So, yeah, we don't want nothing to do with it. I just wanted to bring that out as a quick point. And if you are of this world, okay, and you're choosing the ways of this world, then the love of the Father really isn't in you. So you actually, by default, if you claim to serve Yahweh Shem Yahushua, you claim to serve the Lord, you have to be against the world. Because there's no righteousness in this place. Outside of the brothers that are teaching the truth, there's no righteousness here.
Con.
I was going to finish this back in 1 Peter chapter 1 and verse 7. It says, might be found unto praise and honor and glory at the appearing of Mashiach Yahushua, whom having not seen ye love, and in whom thou know now you see him not. Excuse me, though now ye see him not, yet believing ye rejoice with joy unspeakable and full of glory.
And through these scriptures,
Salakia, what's that?
I'm sorry, son. Through these scriptures, we have hope. And
right.
Read that part again. It was the part that you said. It just fell out my head.
Right. It says, ye rejoice with joy unspeakable, and that's funny.
Yeah, rejoice unspeakable.
You said you can't even put in the words.
Yeah. Man, it's dynamic that we experience in this, man. Hey, I never knew. I have to say it. I never knew all these words in the book. I was reading about Salakia. I was reading about Psalm chapter 19. How everything is clarified through the satellites. That's how we met each other. Yeah. That's how you came to New York. That's how we. I lived in 42nd Street. I lived on 43rd Street before. I never knew the apostles was down there. Through the internet, I was able to say, oh, what the hell? They've been down here all this time. But that's how you know the Lord awakened you. 2007 was the year of the awakening. After 2000, everybody started waking up, even the other nations.
Yep.
That's why the nations is mad, because they. A lady, I'm sorry, I know I'm gonna go over the place, but the lady said, "Oh, you still?" No, a Chinese guy said, "You still got the blacks and Hispanics in slavery in your country. How you talking about democracy and all this bullshit? You ain't following you trying to go to somebody else's country and dictate there, but you fucked up in your own land.
Yep.
Cover up on top of cover up. So like, I mean, that just came out. So like,
yeah. This is 1 Peter chapter 1 verse 9. It says, receiving the end of your faith, even the salvation of your souls.
And we want to be saved, man. That's why we're doing this. We want to get out of here, man. We don't want to be stuck here with those 200 million missiles. So, I don't got a missile. You got a missile? No, I got a book. I got a book, Joshua. The other brother got a book. You mad at the book. So we got books. We got nothing else. I ain't got no weapons in here. You better worry.
Nope.
The only one you better worry about is Russia. You gotta worry about your own constituents, NATO,
Right. Yeah.
and the rest of the EU, the ones
Right.
that you boast up against.
Right.
Remember Trump? He just pushed the other prime minister out the way. Get out of here. Well,
Gone.
that's how you is. You're pumped up in your pride, and it's going to
That's
be
right.
brought down by your own constituents.
That's right.
If I said that word, right, it's a lot.
No, you're right. Constituents, yeah, those that are basically their either they have arrangements or agreements with them, or their allies.
Yeah.
It says, of which salvation the prophets have inquired and searched diligently, who prophesied of the grace that should come onto you. So again, everything is according to prophecy. So, in order to receive the end of our faith, there's certain conditions, and we have to go through different trials, tribulations, and afflictions, and they're going to intensify. But the Lord at the same time is going to increase our spirit so that we're able to deal with these things too. Just like the Lord's been doing. The Lord's been taking care of us. No matter what happens, the Lord always comes through for us, man. Though we have to suffer, the Lord still makes a way for us to find reprieve and peace. Okay, he always comes through and gives us salvation. Okay, and if we be the elect, it's going to be no different in the times that are ahead. But brothers already know about the different food supply shortages and the different. Oh, and then there's talks about certain energy supplies being disrupted, and that there's planned electrical grid outages, and so there's a lot of things that are going to happen all at once, man. As we transition into this, NWO that Esau's setting up, and then even from there into the kingdom, there's going to be a lot that takes place in such a short time. That's why when Apostle Tahar tells you about how when the MLTB is made mandatory, things are going to fly right by. But even right now, things are going at a very rapid pace because the Lord said that he was going to shorten time for the sake of the elect, which that's why prophecies are just stacking on top of each other. Things are just happening all at once. Okay, all the dominoes are falling and all the pieces are coming into place. So, things are going to intensify, so we think it not strange, okay, that fiery trial that is to come upon us. We're going to experience that fire, man. It's going to come in different ways, all right? It's going to come in the form of accusations. It's going to come in the form of, possible so-called imprisonment. They're going to throw that at us, and they're going to see if they could shake us.
Hey, right? If I may say, I'm so lucky.
Go ahead. No, go ahead.
If I may say, Apostle, Elder Amon Gabar, right? He has one of his titles was that they about to roll soon, and they coming at every angle possible.
Wow, yeah, that's the spirit. Then.
Every angle possible, like you just said, they're gonna do everything. They want everything out because they got nothing. Everybody know what you're doing now, Joshua.
Right.
Your enemies is telling on you.
Yeah.
Who was once your foes and once your allies that telling on you.
Right. That's that scripture, Revelation 12:12. The devil cometh upon you having great wrath, knowing that he hath but a short time. So he has to make moves because he knows that his kingdom is coming to an end. So in order for him to attempt to try to retain his kingdom, he has to put all these pieces in place to try to prevent, in his mind, the Lord from coming back and separating us from our power. Okay, in a desperate, sad, failed attempt to try to keep his kingdom going.
Yeah,
but it's already out of here. It's already prophesied out of here already. So we just gotta essentially, continue as we are, teach, hold fast our profession, keep integrity. All right, build our faith. Okay, ask the Lord to continue to bless us with His Spirit and give us the necessary strength that we need to move forward. Okay, and keep pushing, man. That's all.
Hey, man, it's the best feeling ever, man. To know, it's the best feeling. The best feeling I ever had was to know.
Like you can't lose hope. There's no reason to lose hope, no matter what's thrown at you.
That's right.
The Lord said that we were going to see our expectation, that it was going to go well with the righteous. So when we go through certain things, what is our expectation? What is our hope? That the Lord also delivers us from the same. And the Lord told you, man, that There's none that put their trust in him and was confounded. So we just got to continue to do so and do it more abundantly. Keep putting your faith in the Lord. More and more and more, no matter what scenario is going on, man. Continue to pray and continue to put your faith and trust in Yahweh Shem Shai, and you're going to see those rewards, man. You got to believe. That factor of belief has to be there. You know what the word belief means, Akim? It means to embrace as truth. You have to embrace it as being true and not let any thought get in the way of your salvation or moving towards the mark, which is salvation. So that's all I got, brother.
I got one more verse for your mind.
Okay, go ahead.
It says, Galatians chapter 1, verse 23. If ye continue in the faith, grounded and settled, and be not moved away from the hope of the gospel which ye have heard. We heard this first. Now, what makes sense for us to go out there and do it? And which was preached to every creature. Everybody knows. Everybody knows. The whole earth knows. It's global. Which is under heaven, whereof I, Paul, am made a minister. And now we are made ministers too, like Paul, to get out there and do the will of Yahweh Shem Shai. So this thing is global, man. The gospel is global, man. Man, for us to know this, man, we got it's just leveled up, man. Level up.
Con.
You know?
Right,
so
that's right.
I mean, that's what I had. I mean, I just came out of the spirit. So I'm just, I'm trying to navigate through my little thing I got together. That's beautiful. The Yahweh Shem Shai giving me just awesome,
right.
Which is just a computer. Okay, I'll tell you what.
Con, I just wanted to bring out that different dictionary definition for the word minister. It means to tend to take care of.
Damn.
So
that's our job.
That's right. Got to tend to the flock. We got to take the Lord's sheep, and we do that through feeding them through the truth, by the word, by His words, and by prophecy. So, we build ourselves up through it, as well as the others that will hear us in spirit. So, I got nothing else to say, man.
That was it.
Besides, call Halal Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai. Of course, we want to give all honor, glory, and praise unto Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai Bashem Rakadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of the great millstone. Shalom to the hopeful elect scattered abroad the four winds of the earth. All right. Wa ababa ball. Shalom. The next one. Shalom.